We are overlooking Jubilee Oval as we get ready for the return of Rugby League in 2026. And we are here for the opening match of this competition, of the Pre-Season Challenge, mind you, as we're here for the Canterbury Bulldogs taking on the North Queensland Cowboys in the opening match of the NRL Pre-Season Challenge. Got a bit carried away myself there. But anyways, we are here. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It's a bit of a weird adjustment, but Rugby League is back. It is absolutely back, and we're just in a very exciting way to see how this will go. But obviously this is a double header. We've got this game followed by the Dragons taking on the Knights. Obviously, these being the 4 teams being involved in NRL Las Vegas. I'm just glad that everything looks to be working well. The connection's excellent. We've got proper setup now somewhat. So we're all good. So kickoff coming at 5:30 for the Bulldogs and the Cowboys. Good morning, Cumbria Mackham. It's good to see what is happening. It's exciting. Rugby League sort of now officially back. I mean, we have had the Challenge Cup and the lower leagues of England coming into play, but we now start getting into actual proper competition. And we've got 4 interesting teams playing tonight. Obviously, going over to Vegas to kick off the season, as you've got the Bulldogs taking on the Dragons over there, and the Knights Cowboys kicking off the NRL season, as well as Hull Kingston Rovers and Leeds for the English competition. North of England and Co for Rugby League action. You can't wait at all. Just a bit of heads up beforehand. Unfortunately, no gameplay footage will be shown, but shouldn't be too bad to try to find avenues to do it. Definitely VPNs would be probably the best sort of rhetoric for that, but I mean, it's just very interesting to see 2026 getting some new rules coming in. They've got Braith Anasta, Cooper Cronk, and Kieran Foran in the broadcast commentators on the field at the moment at Jubilee Oval, home of Cogra. At Cogra, home of the St George Illawarra Dragons, one of them at least. Just looking at the poll we have put in for the who's going to win, 2 votes in favour of the Bulldogs, 1 vote in favour of the Cowboys, which is interesting because when we go into the team list, we have seen that the Cowboys are a pretty strong team in comparison to the Bulldogs, and we'll just see what happens because I'm pretty certain on Sportsbet the Bulldogs are the favourites by a considerate margin. But yeah, it's just nice to see everything starting to go well because I'm also dual outputting this, so it's like a section of this is on shorts. So hello to everybody who's watching this on shorts. I don't know what the avenue would be for that, but it would be rather interesting to see how that does go in. But yeah, it's just good to see footy back. We're sort of coming back to normal. We're returning to normalcy somewhat, which is brilliant to see. So yeah, we've only been going for only 4 minutes, but it's good to see we're getting some good signs. Everything seems to be smooth, excellent connection. How's the audio sounding? Yep, audio is sounding well. Heard lots of good things about young Kiwi fullback Mason Barber for the Cowboys. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because this is definitely... I need to get more into the youth aspect of Rugby League because there's a lot of these players I'm only hearing about for the first time, but should be good to see how they go. But I reckon we do our first crack and have the first test of our teams, and this is gonna be exciting for this to try this out. Starting up with the home lineup, a lot of players, is the Canterbury Bulldogs. Now that was smooth. I'm so glad for that. As you've got Tay Cochrane at fullback for the Dogs, you've got Cooper Toy and Jonathan Sewer on the wings. Sasai Alatini and Jed Reardon as the centres. Joseph Tapua and Alex Conti as the playmakers. Daniel Saluka for feeder and Samuel Hughes as the props. Gordon Cham Kum Tong as the playmaker, the dummy half. Aleka Lasima Jones and Logan Spinks are the starting second row with Lapoi Hapoi as the lock. And going into the absolute extended state of the lineup of the bench, Fletcher Baker, Sasesa Finu, Zion Ma'ayu, Eamon Fitzgibbon, Jack Underhill, Raymond Peru, Hamish Wilson, Joe Raki, apologies if I got that wrong, Mikey Nassar, Justin Matamua, Bud Smith, Bailey Myers, and Lewis Grossamy. So that is the Bulldogs line. It's so weird because I used to have a terrible computer, and trying to do anything like what I just did on that side is ridiculous. But it's actually just shocking for me. And now we go into North Queensland. We see how their team lines up. We got Mason Barber, as mentioned. Is it televised on 9? I don't think so. Let me just have a quick check for you. No. It's not, unfortunately, Jono, and I'm just trying to think of ways to do it. It's this is unfortunate. It's a bit weird. So yeah, just caveat for people here: the game can't be shown here because the NRL will find me. And literally, I'm pretty certain it's either Andrew Abdo or Peter Volandis will put 2 slugs right here, right at the back there. But yeah, it's only on KO and Foxtel, which is slightly annoying because it's a trial. Like, surely you'd have it on avenues elsewhere. But going into the Cowboys team, Mason Barber at fullback, Robert Darby and Jackson Paulo on the wings with Zach Labert and Liam Sutton in the centres. Jackson Purdue and Jake Clifford as the playmakers. Harrison Edwards and Thomas McKaylee as the props. Xavier Kerisk as the dummy half. Helam Luke and Kyle O'Donnell as the second row with Sam McIntyre at lock. You've got Zach Herdigan, Hayden Lars, Mason Kira, Matthew Watts, Credence Toya, Ronald Filatoga, Maddox Goodwin, Wimu Grieg, Tyler Moriarty, Joseph Doyle, Isaiah Latu, Mitchell Prest, and Atasi James as the extended of all extended benches. So both teams currently pretty much having the same type of list of number of players. I'm pretty certain with the Dragons Knights, the Knights have got like 28 players, while the Dragons have 24, which is going to be interesting to see how that does play out in that later match. But yeah, that is the lineup. And anybody wanting to know what I was using for the Ovos, there's a program called UNO, and you just make them on there. It's what you're seeing in this bottom tab here. It's what you saw with the beginning. You don't have to pay for it, but if you do, I think that the next one's like a couple of like $4 a month, or you can get it like all year for like $30-40. But it's doing really well so far. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So the Bulldogs obviously were in the top 4 last year. Unfortunately, couldn't get anything done within the finals. Close battle with the Storm forced them to play the Penrith Panthers in the semi-final. Penrith, who I believe, now this is a conspiracy theory, so bear with me, I think they purposely threw the first part of the season so they could be the first team in the NRL era to win the grand final outside of the top 4. It's the only way to explain it, but because then Penrith just went on an absolute mental streak. But yeah, it's the Cowboys as well. Cowboys were alright, but then just they hit a massive form of just not being consistent and just were not going well whatsoever. And just, it was unfortunate because obviously they've got decent talent in their team, but yeah, a lot of people see them not really improving that much. There's a lot of questions surrounding both teams, but looking into the team list with the Cowboys, as you see here, if you did watch the for the Bulldogs one, there is distinctly more of a stronger, like, this is sort of roughly around 60-70% what their starting NRL team is going to be, because obviously you'd have Dearden in here. It's somewhere either at the 6 or the 7. I've just realised what I've done. I'm sorry. And you're probably going to have, obviously Scott Drinkwater in at fullback, but pretty much, and Jeremiah Nanai as number 12, and that's really what the Cowboys team is going to look like. So they switch on. Also, probably who's another player? Who is another player I was trying to think of? Oh, who's the Tongan player for the Cowboys? I'm actually blanking on him. So, when will the game begin? The game will begin at 5:30. Yeah, unfortunately, the game won't be shown on here, because copyright is a pain in the bum. So, yeah, this isn't the place to watch, unfortunately. Warriors in my NRL team, that's pretty respectable. I mean, they went all right. Did have spots where they were inconsistent, but they're going all right. A lot of people expected them to remain in the top 8. My team plays later tonight, the Newcastle Knights. So, had a lot of questions about what's going to happen. Dylan Brown not playing, but seeing Sandon Smith for the first time should be interesting to see. So, I'm just trying to think of other aspects to talk about. We're around 20 minutes away from the start of kickoff. Just trying to seeing what happens to the Cowboys. Just seeing if there's any changes. I don't think there would be any late changes into this. Thanks for watching all the way from Papua New Guinea. Big ups Papua New Guinea. Up the Doggies, I'll win the grand final. I definitely hope so. I mean, they're definitely improving now. Like, they genuinely look scary this year. I'm not trying to say that they weren't last year.
I'm just cooking. Oh,
sorry. But yeah, the Bulldogs are we should be seeing at some point the Dogs making either a prelim at the bare minimum or getting into a grand final and possibly winning it. It'd be good to see because, I mean, Leo Thompson, if they do it right, the Bulldogs are scary. It's exciting to see, especially someone as a Knights fan. Like Leo Thompson, decent fuller, but I feel like being surrounded like with players at the Dogs, it's going to be something massive for him to see him step up above the rest. So it's going to be the big exciting stuff. So I hope he does well. Not against the Knights, but I hope he does well. So hope Dogs will win. Yeah, yes. Not expecting much on the Warriors this season, so watch them have a deep run into the playoffs in true Warriors fashion. That's the thing. It's kind of like as a Newcastle sports fan, that's kind of how we are. It's like, oh, when there's hype amongst us, we don't do that great, but when no one really pays attention, that's when we go for the charge. But yeah, I think just gonna have a look. Whoa. Camera's being a little weird. Should just be okay. We're not being hacked or anything, but just gonna quickly have a look at the betting markets. But I'm pretty certain it's like $4 for the Dogs to win. So it's because, I mean, admittedly, it's because the Cowboys have selected a pretty decently strong team for this. I'm just gonna quickly have a look over on the computer. Currently, yep, Cowboys are paying $1.23 to the Bulldogs $4. Also, just a thing, making the preseason competitive and being able to bet on it is weird. It's just personally a bit of a hot take. So we're going into looking more at the poll. 9 votes here coming in. Thank you everyone who is voting. 78% in favour of the Dogs, which is, I mean, if the Bulldogs got the job done, it's pretty impressive with the young developing players, especially against what is essentially a probably 70-80% strength Cowboys team. Trying to see quickly I'm trying to get rid of dead air because that's brilliant to do. It's just absolute dead air on content. But yeah, 15 minutes gone. Only 15 minutes away from the start of the NRL Pre-Season with rugby league being back. Trying to think of, do we ask a question? Can you ask a question? Because I know you can have a poll. Whoops! I've just realised there's in the chat there's Z Tank emojis, and it's just a photo of me and a photo of two of my mates. So, I've just noticed that was put in years ago, but Q&A. We'll just. I guess the question is, where does everyone think these two teams will end up? The Cowboys and the Dogs. Like, do we see Dogs being... Because I have them Dogs top 4. And I actually can't remember where I had the Cowboys. I think I had them maybe just missing the finals. Maybe 13th. It's either 13th or 9th. I can't tell. I think it's 9th we had the Cowboys. Off of jogging my memory. But yeah, it's be interesting to see how these go. But like, I rate the Dogs pretty highly. The Cowboys could be consistent, but it's just been a bit irky at points. And also with the coaches at the moment, Todd Payton is probably one of the ones with the most pressure on him. It's like him and Seabold are like top 2. So yeah, who knows what will go about in that. So just trying to see how this, because the stream's not. It might have the score at the bottom, so we should be okay because it's auto dual outputted for being on shorts, so it could be good. But it also could not be. But we'll just see what happens. Because this is all just a test, really, before we get into the actual start of the season. Poll now, 10%, 10 votes, and it's 80% the Dogs. 8 votes for the Dogs, 2 votes for the Cowboys. It's going to be exciting to see. In terms of players who I think are going to be interesting players I'm excited of seeing. There's a talk of like a couple of players, like rugby, like Guru talked about, like there could be anything, and my trying to pull it up, I don't know what it was, but my mate who is a Dogs fan was also bringing up about they're excited to see him play, but he hasn't been named. I think it's Mark Woods is was the player, I believe. It's or something very close to that name. So excited to see how most of these young lads go. But for the Cowboys, and also another player that I want to see for the Cowboys is a player who just left the Dogs in Reed Marnie. But unfortunately, Reed Marnie, of course, isn't playing. But so yeah, I guess it's just sort of, there's no like distinct players that I can point to as I want to see how they go in their first crack, because it is of players that I don't know, but we could see some unbridled young talent come in, which is the exciting thing. I believe the new rules are coming in. I think one's about the trainer and the other one about mate, which is mainly essentially the top. I can't talk. It's but it's about the interchange, and pretty much the only one that's not being changed is the issue about the kickoff, which apparently isn't happening, but it may be trialed in matches later on in the season that don't have any effect on the top 8. So, which is basically about how the I think it's like the kicking team the team that conceded can decide whether or not they want to kick or they get the ball back, which is, I think it's just rather stupid, because it's like the NRL and the AFL, despite all their differences, are very keenly similar in changing things that no one was really asking for. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those weird sort of avenues and that. But yeah, we're seeing like how everything's just running and going. Yeah, I think so currently right now, Jake Duke is having a talking point. He's having an interview with Todd Payton. They're just showing Jackson Purdue, 24 games, 14 tries, average run meters 110. Going to be important. And that's right. There's the preseason challenge because there's this whole points thing, isn't it? Let me just have a quick look about how the points work because it's a bit mental. Like how the points work because it's a whole ladder and all that. 12 points. So sorry. Okay, everything we need to know because there might have been changes to it, but I might actually put it in to the rules. So. Okay, where is it? Yeah, okay. 12 points for a win, 6 points for a draw, 0 points for a loss, and then you can get a bonus point, 1 bonus point for 5+ tries, a bonus point for 5+ line breaks, and a point for 10+ offload. So you can maximum get 15 points per match. So, yeah. And bear in mind, it was the Broncos that won it last year. And obviously, the Broncos went on and won the NRL last year. So 11 minutes. How close we were? 8 minutes away. So we'll do a couple of more reminders beforehand. So, yep. If you're looking for to actually watch the game, this unfortunately isn't the spot for it. It's going to be, unfortunately, focusing on other avenues. So, okay, so we're pretty darn good and close to what the actual live thing is. Mic sounds good. I might just pump it up just a tiny bit. Not to yell or anything, not to absolutely blast anyone's eardrums, but we are almost there. It's going to be interesting to see how this does transition into this scene, which we might as well just do that now. So this is what we'll be looking at for the actual game. I just want to see what it looks like in... Oh, okay. Can you tweak it? I need to actually look at this and what it looks like through shorts because it might look really good or it might look really bad. Because yeah, we'll just have a look quickly. Okay, we're getting 13 votes now. It's starting to close the gap here. The Cowboys starting to pull up 30%. So we're almost there. Just trying to see what it does look like at the moment. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. But I don't know if it's going to be looking like this through the feed, because God knows what it would be. Are there any weird rules in trial games like playing in the game in 20-minute quarters or water breaks? As far as I'm aware, no. I know that it's the first bit of the new rules that have come in. But besides from that, it's your summer over there. They might have a drinks break. I'll just have a look at what the weather's been at Cogger, because I know, because I'm north of Sydney. And the weather's been very musty, like very warm and humid, but 27 degrees, 57 humidity. I doubt there'd be drinks breaks at this point. So we should be all good. I'm pretty certain there's no specialized rules or anything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I think we're sweet. So no weird oddities. We're all good. So 14 votes now, 71%. So pretty much it's been like 3/4 of the voters thinking that it will be the Bulldogs taking the win to get a great start into the pre-season challenge. Just going to write things right at +5 tries, +5 line breaks, and +10 offloads. Basically, so we can just keep an eye on either side so it gets the bonus points. So there we are. I tipped the Cowboys. Yeah, with the lineup that the Cowboys have named, you can't go against them. It is, but Dogs can do it. Right, 3 minutes remaining away from kickoffs. We're almost there. So we'll just quickly, one last time, go through the lineups of both teams, starting off with the home team of the Bulldogs. And I've just realised that I haven't added the overlay in here, so I have to quickly go back to this one. And I don't know how that quickly is going to pop up. Boom. So Tay Cochrane at fullback for the Bulldogs, Cooper Toy and Jonathan Sewer on the wings. Suasa Alatini and Jed Reardon on the centres. You got Joseph Teapa and Alex Conti as the playmakers. Daniel Silica for feeder and Samuel Hughes as the props. Jordan Chen Kum Tong as the hooker. Aleko Asima Jones, Logan Spinks as the second row. Lepoi Hopoi as the lock. And you can see the extended bench there. We'll get to know them throughout the match. And we now will go into the North Queensland Cowboys as we have Mason Barber at fullback with Robert Darby and Jackson Paulo on the wings. You've got Zach Labour and Liam Sutton in the centres. Jackson Purdue and Jake Clifford as the playmakers. Harrison Edwards, Thomas McKaylee as the props. Xavier Keresk as the dummy half. Helam Leakey and Kyle O'Donnell in the second row with Sam McIntyre as lock. And as you see right there, that's all the extended bench. So there we go. We can transition back into the game thing. And just one last reminder. No game footage will be shown, unfortunately, due to just how it is with copyright, unfortunately. It is only on Foxtel, so maybe a VPN could see it streamed somewhere, maybe. But thank you, Cumbria Mackham, for the subscription. And to be fair, that's been the gift for ages, that Nathan Ross try. I'm old because I remember when he came in. The Cowboys now running out onto the field, being led by, I believe it's Helam Lukey is captain. Thomas McKaylee, sorry. Decent little kit there by the Cowboys, so should be... There we go. Right onto Cogra is the North Queensland Cowboys enter the field. And one of the two teams going to Vegas. Oh, okay. This is they've jumped the gun here a little bit for some reason on the stream. Much of a crowd there. Not really. I think it's probably going to be a bit of a bigger crowd when St George play the Knights. But yeah, Jackson Purdue, number 14. And now the Bulldogs come out onto the field. There it is. I've had to take a stab at it because I've only seen the stamp. Yeah, probably about 4,000 or 5,000. That might be a little bit generous, but okay, we're just about ready and waiting for the start of the match. This may go ahead, but I think it's because it always started because it hit 5:30. Tay Cochrane, Jersey Flag Premiership winner in 2024, and he says he's from Taree, so he's not far from me. All right, we're just waiting now for the kickoff. The Bulldogs are kicking off. They are running screen. They're going from left to right on the screen. So the Cowboys will get first bit of possession. Last reminder, no stream is games are being shown here. So just ready for the stream to go. Whistle has sounded, and we are underway as the kick has gone to the Cowboys' left-hand side, and that will be the first hit up round around the 15. There goes the run up there, up the middle. For this will be now the second tackle. Cowboys doing some one-upmans, so it's really just trying to get up the middle as McKaylee gets brought down inside of the 40. And more into the middle. Cowboys trying to test this young Bulldogs pack, just essentially just running up the guts. As that's McIntyre, gets just shy of halfway. And that is the number 1 of Mason Barber. Gets just past halfway for the last tackle. They'll feed it out, just kick part halfway. It's a very high-looking kick. It'll be caught on the 10-metre line by the number 5 of Jonathan Sewer. And will get brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackle for the Bulldogs. Just trying to see of how quickly the time is, because I think I might be a little bit behind. It hasn't even been updated yet. Do apologise. Yeah, we've synced up pretty well. Yep. So we are we're doing all good on that front. Bulldogs being held back here. It's the 4th tackle. They've only just gone past the 20-metre line. And there's a nice run up to the finish. They're now inside of the 40 now for the last tackle for the Bulldogs. They fed it back to the 30, and it's a high kick, maybe a late tackle, but it's play on. Cowboys picked it up inside of their 30. And Cowboys just shy of the 40-metre line for the first tackle. So in terms of early field momentum, it is the Cowboys going well. It's the second one. Robert Darby just shy of halfway for the second tackle. Quick play, run up the guts. It's the number 4 of Liam Sutton who gets past halfway. We're now 45 metres away from the try line for the third tackle. I think there was a mention of drinks breaks. Don't know if they confirmed it or denied it. Or that could be a penalty, and it will be. No, it's not a penalty. Incorrect play of the ball there by the number 10 of Thomas McKaylee. So it's going to be a scrum feed for the Bulldogs. About the 30-metre line inside their own half. But it's a captain's challenge. They're saying if there was an impeding of the ball, they're going to have a look at this. We've got a forward captain announcing a captain's challenge. So we'll just have a look here. Thomas McKaylee's trying to get up, and there's a Bulldogs player's leg trapped in it, and he's trying to play the ball. He's kicked it. So is this a ruck interference by the Bulldogs? I feel like it'd be a bit unlucky for the Dogs if it was. There's a foot in a ruck, but then again, McKaylee's played too early. No, it is ruck interference. So it's a successful challenge there by Thomas McKaylee. So 30 metres out, it will be a penalty to the Cowboys. So there we go. And he was pretty sure of it because it was almost an immediate there. So there you go. Forwards can make challenges as Clifford kicks it into touch. 25 metres out, a full set of 6 with their challenge back. A chance for the Cowboys to take their first points in the pre-season challenge. Out to the left-hand side. McKaylee now running up the guts. He's inside of the 10, just in front of the posts here. Second tackle now for the Cowboys. They'll spread it to the right-hand side. Feed it to the number 11 of Helam Lukey. 5 metres out again on the right-hand side. They'll spread it more into the middle. Trying to find an avenue to break through. It's the number 8 of Harrison Edwards, who will get brought down again. Similar range, 5 metres out, but on the left-hand side. They're going to cut it now to the far left as Barber trying to figure out what he'd do. He can find a gap, but he won't. And they're trying to drag him out, but he's been held just before he gets there. So on the far left-hand side, last tackle for the Cowboys. They're going to try to spread it here. Clifford with a grubber. The chase isn't great, and it's going to be picked up by the Bulldogs of Tay Cochrane and brought down inside the 10 for the first tackle for the Dogs. So first proper pressure there by the Cowboys, but the Bulldogs just really, it was either the Bulldogs were really good at hiding in there, or the Cowboys just didn't really know what to do, because it was an okay grubber by Clifford, but there was not enough pace chasing towards it. So now the Bulldogs now try to get rid of some of the pressure. It's the fourth tackle, and they're only just getting to their 30-metre line. That was an offload. Count it. They need 9 more to get the bonus point. Oh, and the Bulldogs could have gone off to the left-hand side on a big line break, but it is unfortunately knocked on. That'll be a scrum for the Cowboys about 40 metres away from the try line. But that could have been a big moment there for the Dogs to relieve some pressure and possibly score points down the line, because you had Jonathan Sewer running on the right, on the left-hand side as well. But that was a not bad play there, though, by the Bulldogs. So you just have to be a little bit careful. But, you know, they're young. Still going to go 35 metres out now. Scrum feed by the Cowboys. There's the run. Is the number 13 to Sam McIntyre. Gets brought down 30 metres away from the try line. Almost a bit of one-up. It was Clifford almost running through a line break. Gets brought down 15 away from the try line here. 5.5, just 5 minutes gone in this pre-season challenge match. Oh, they've got numbers on the left if they choose to want it. And it's Zach Labert, sorry. Couldn't get a pass out to the wing. 5 metres out now. Harrison Edwards gets held up about 3 metres away from the line now. Fourth tackle. They're on the far left-hand side. So they'll probably go centrally. Clifford feeds it. Oh, to the number 11. Helam Lukey powers over and gets the first try of the match. I mean, Lukey's one of those players that if you give the ball to him very quickly and it's a perpetual motion machine. You cannot really stop him. Good flat ball there to Helam Lukey. So as the ball goes, it goes to Perchy to Clifford, who just flat balls at Helam Lukey, splits the gap and just overpowers Cochrane. So there we go, 4-0 to the Cowboys with a kick to come. So that is pretty good. Try confirmed, because of course it would be. But the good field position has done them well. So not bad at all for the Cows. Also, I've just realised I probably should change should end the stream. Not end the stream, end the poll, which we ended up with 26 votes, 73% in favour of the Bulldogs, because I feel like a lot of people could have just immediately started changing it. So we just definitely had to make sure of that happening, because it could have been. So just had to be a little bit careful for that one. So Jake Clifford now with the conversion attempt. This to make it 6-0 after 7 minutes in this match. And it's good. Over the black dot, 6-0 to North Queensland. So a pretty decent start there by the Cowboys. There was obviously the initial pressure. But you got to think as well, because the previous set, Bulldogs could have been down the line, but it just couldn't get the job done here. So Bulldogs now set to kick the restart. There you go, Helam Lukey getting the first try. Did anybody have him in their bets? If they did, that's rather impressive. So the Bulldogs taking their time trying to get the restart kicked off. Can I show the game? I really wish I could, but the problem is, though, as soon as I would, the NRL would just immediately take it down. There may be... Try Kick, the streaming service Kick. Maybe some have been able to show it there. That might be the best bet if you don't have KO. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot show the game, unfortunately. So the Cowboys have gotten the ball from the kickoff, and it's the number 10 of Thomas McKaylee, who's about 5 away from their own 40. And they're trying to get through the middle here as Lukey, the try scorer, gets brought down around halfway for the fourth tackle. Now McIntyre tries to find a break. And there's a mistake there by McIntyre. So the Bulldogs will get a scrum feed just inside their half. So good chance to now put some pressure on the Cowboys' defence. So it's a pretty good opportunity there. So that's something I need to think about, is getting a sort of... Try to see, because of how they show games in the NRL, because I'm pretty certain you could... They may be streaming on YouTube if you have a VPN, because that actually might be the strategy. So here we go. Bulldogs from the scrum. They run up the guts, and it'll be first tackle right on halfway. It is the number 3 of Alatini. Now running up the guts here, it's Samuel Hughes, who gets brought down on the Cowboys 40. 40 out from the try line now for the second tackle. Spreading it out to the right-hand side, and it's good post-contact meters there by the Bulldogs. 30 metres away from the try line now, third tackle. They're going to try to spread it out to the right. They've got some pace if they want to. Almost a break down the line there for Alatini. 15 out, fourth tackle. On the left-hand side, they'll put it into the middle. Is it a set restart? I believe it was a set. This is a set restart. Yep, it's a set restart. Big shot there. And the ball's come out. And the number 4 of Liam Sutton has absolutely knocked the ball out. So it's an immediate thing of a set restart. But there is a review here. Captain challenged by the Dogs. So original rulings are knock on, but they're going to see if it was tackle without the ball, or he tackles with the hands before. Yep. So yep, it's tackle without the ball, so it's going to be a penalty 10 metres out for the Bulldogs, so a chance for them to get points on the board. That's two really good challenges made by both captains. So, yep, penalty to the Bulldogs. So, we're just about gone past 10 minutes of this opening pre-season challenge matchup. And after this, we'll immediately be cutting straight over to the next stream, which is the Dragons taking on the Knights, which should be rather interesting. Now, trying to go up the guts here. It's the number 14 for the Bulldogs of Fletcher Baker. There's going to be a lot of subs taking and a lot of numbers. Or to run up the guts is Chenkum Tom. Tries to go over the guts from dummy half. Lays pass, but it's a set restart here for the Bulldogs. Ruck infringement. 5 metres out now from the try line. First tackle for the Dogs. Dogs trying to get it over the top. I believe it's Glenn Cooper. Yep. For the go of the Bulldogs. Number 12 running through the middle. Almost there. Logan Spinks, almost there. Third tackle. The Bulldogs trying to find any opening. There's massive gaps if they can find the pass. Cochrane just lets a Bulldogs forward just run rampant without passing to it. But they've gone back 15 away now. Grub a kick. Picked up. That should be... Is it played at? It is. Another set restart. It's a set restart, but it's not a set restart, if you get what I mean. As Alex Conti goes for a grubber and picks it back up after being played out by the Cowboys. 10 out, second tackle. Number 10 for Sam Hughes. Now 5 metres out, right in front of the posts. The Bulldogs spread it to the left-hand side. They're over the top of the pass. The pass is too heavy. Stewart can't get onto it, and it goes out. And it's going to be the Cowboys' ball. I mean, it's the right sort of idea, but the pass was just a bit too flat. But Tay Cochrane, I mean, it's a pass that you can see maybe just unfortunately couldn't get it done. As you're seeing the starting players there, Stephen Crichton. But yeah, not the worst bit of play. It's just couldn't get the final pass off for a try, and the Cowboys get out of trouble there for the first couple of resets. So second tackle now for the Cowboys. They're just shy of the 40. And that's maybe a little bit of a line break there. It's the number 4 of Liam Sutton getting to halfway for the third tackle. Now McKaylee trying to find a gap. Gets an offload off to Jackson Purdue. And Purdue, 40 away from the try line now. 4th tackle. And run up the guts there. 25 out now. Really quick set here by the Cowboys. Gives it off to Clifford. Clifford kicks high to the right-hand side. There's a chase for it. It's passed back by the number 5 of Jonathan Sewer. And they're saying it was a knock-on by the Cowboys, which, yeah, fair enough. So just be the Cowboys get the ball on the 10. Oh, and it's an immediate knock-on by the Bulldogs. It's Jonathan Sewer, and Jonathan Sewer's in an absolute state. There's been a massive head clash between Sam McIntyre and Jonathan Sewer. So it will be Cowboys getting the ball 10 metres out from the try line. Go Doggy, says Maz, but yeah, just unfortunate there for the Cowboys. Is it even a head clash? No. It's McIntyre's like, I think he's gone this bit first right into like the ribs of Jonathan Sewer. But they're both okay. All is well, but Cowboys big chance to now make it a 2-score advantage. Jonathan Sewer, 15 tries in the Bulldogs New South Wales Cup campaign last year. So from the 0 tackle, this is the number 8 of Harrison Edwards getting brought down on the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Bulldogs. Not Bulldogs, the Cowboys. Thomas McKaylee, 5 away from the try line. Second tackle just near the posts. And it looks like... Oh, a bit of dummy half. Tush push. Right on the line here now. Third tackle for North Queensland. And they're going to spread it out to the right. Clifford trying to go himself. Gets held short now on the right-hand side. 4th tackle. They'll spread it now into the middle as they try to just hold it up. And McKaylee will. 5 out, last tackle for the Cowboys. They'll spread it to the left-hand side. And it's a try to get a kick there by Barber. And Cochrane, he's broken the line. He's trying to get through. And the ball's popped out. The Bulldogs have been tackled on the 10. They've let play on. But it's a great run out of the dead ball area by Tay Cochrane. But I think he's tried to get a pass off or an offload. It's rather weird, but the Bulldogs save themselves there. So the Bulldogs now get just shy of their own 40-metre line for the 4th tackle. Bulldogs now trying to get it through to the middle. It is Hopboy. Just shy of halfway now for the last tackle. And feeds it to the number 7 of Alex Conti. And the ball gets catched by the Cowboys on their 20. And they run centrally by Jackson Barlow, who gets brought down on their 30. So, Bulldogs should realistically, it should be 6-all. Or at least the Bulldogs have scored, but just, yeah, chances gone begging, unfortunately. But the Cowboys getting more and more momentum forward and just getting more average metres per set. 4th tackle, they're 30 metres out from the try line. Clifford goes for a kick and chase. It's Robert Darby. He chases it, and that is a brilliant try. Robert Darby scores into the right-hand corner, and he makes it 10-0 to the Cowboys. That's just a switch on awareness there from Jake Clifford to get the kick in the right place, and Darby just splitting the 2 Bulldogs players like Moses splitting is it the Red Sea? Yeah, I've read the Bible. So Clifford there, and Darby just splits it through past Sewer, and Cochrane was too far away. And there we go. 10-0 with a kick to come as we're almost 16 minutes gone in this match. Great catch. Great plant down on the ground. Robert Darby makes it 10-0. Sorry about that. That should still be all good. Yep. But yeah, the try is all the try is very much good. It was try confirmed. But yeah, the Cowboys going all right here. There's Jake Clifford now. Gets the line down. 2 try assists today for Jake Clifford. This to make it 2 from 2 from the conversions. Right from the sideline this is. So this will be one of the more difficult kicks. Clifford. Someone's got like a Vuvuzela or a drone, but it was shifted over to the right, and it is a missed conversion, and it is 10-0 for the Cowboys. So yeah, this really, the commentators were just talking about this is really a battle for who's going to be alongside Dearden for the start of the season. So Robert Darby, 9 tries in 2025, was the 4th highest scoring of the season for North Queensland. There's the Bulldogs kick off to restart the match. And it'll be a wrap up on to the 20 for the first tackle. I think Sam McIntyre has been taken off the field, as they were saying. We'll have more about it. There's Tom Dearden there. And it's Jackson Purdue almost getting a line breakthrough on the far left-hand side, just shy of halfway. But on the third tackle, they're just showing that with this Cowboys team, that they're getting further per set than the Bulldogs. We looked at a look at that stat. Almost a line break there for the Cowboys. They're 35 away from the try line. This will be the last tackle for North Queensland. It's booted high up in the air. A lot of pressure on Cochrane. Cochrane has lost it, and it's picked up. And it's another try for the North Queensland Cowboys. And it's number 3 of Zach Labert. And just like that, just putting the pressure on the young Bulldogs players has now made it 14-0 with a kick to come. And realistically, with where the position is, it should be 16-0. But yeah, it's just kind of showing with, obviously the Cowboys have selected a decently strong team. It has shown of like the switched on tenacity, the amount of competing there is. There's about 2 Bulldogs players immediately on Cochrane to go for it. And yeah, just like that, the Bulldogs just couldn't handle the pressure as the ball just lands out to Zach Labert, and he goes and scores, making it pretty much I was about to say converted 3 tries, but they missed the second conversion. But yeah, there we go. That is it's what's needed. There we go. Zach Labert, 9 tries. Pretty soon didn't he have a bit of an injury spell? Played 22 games. So he may have been a little bit. Maybe it was the previous season that I was thinking about. But yeah, 19 minutes gone in this match. This should be 16-0 to the Cowboys. And now the Cowboys are on 3 tries. So we'll just have a quick look at stats. As the Vuvuzela sounding off, I'm assuming it's some horn of Middle Eastern persuasion. So it's not a Vuvuzela. Unless it is a Vuvuzela. So Jake Clifford. Who got the ball? The Cowboys have just converted their 3rd try. So it is now 16-0. So Bulldogs will be kicking off soon. I wish I could show the footage, Kay, but yeah, unfortunately, I cannot. But yeah, so Cowboys are about to get a new set from kickoff. So in terms of team stats, there's 1 line break each team, just keeping an eye for the bonus points. And in terms of offloads, it's 2-1 for the Dogs. And there's the kickoff there by the Bulldogs, and the Cowboys pick it up on the try line. Bulldogs should come back in the second half. Yeah, I think so, but I guess looking at the bench that the Bulldogs have, it's kind of sort of similar because it's not like Crichton and Thompson on there. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens because then as well, the Cowboys will be bringing on their much younger talent as well. So Cowboys now on the Bulldog on their 40 for the third tackle. Centrally, Helam Lukey gets brought down right on halfway for the fourth tackle. That's the number 4 there. That is Liam Sutton there, 40 out of the try line. Kick by Jake Clifford has sent it to the left-hand side. They're targeting Sewer again. Sewer does claim it, though, inside the 10 for the first tackle for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs, I think, I've only had like a couple of sets, and that was mostly because of set restarts. So here's Sewer, there's a hit up, and he'll get brought down inside of their 20 for this third tackle. Now, number 16 is Zion Mayu, gets onto the 30. And there is a blonde-haired mullet boy. The big fella, I think it's the number 19 of Jack Underhill, I believe it is. There's the last tackle kick by the Bulldogs. And the Cowboys have picked it up on their 30. And Mason Barber, 20 plus meters, now on halfway for the first tackle. What's with the new rule? The only rules that have been added has been more about involving the trainers and the interchange. The kickoff rule isn't being put in, but it may get trialled late in the late part of the season, depending on, and it'll be only in matches where it involves. But the Bulldogs now under a lot of pressure, and Darby has scored again. He's put on the line. It's definitely a try, but it's just the Cowboys running straight have compacted the Bulldogs line, and the Cowboys have just flinged it out to the right-hand side, made it a massive numbers game, and Robert Darby has his second try of the match, and it is now 20-0 with a kick to come to the Cowboys. So yeah, I think like in terms of actual gameplay-wise, there's no rule that really affects it. There's like... Oh, dead air. But yeah, basically, yeah, there's no real gameplay changes. Does Darby get it down, or does he lose that? That could be a loss. That's good. That's a shit roll. Yeah, I do agree. But, yeah, I think it'd be really silly if they do it. Or, okay, there could be a couple of things they look at here, because Helam Lukey's completely taken out a Bulldogs player in the backfield, but would he have impacted the play? So we're having, and also a lot of checking of Robert Darby. Or does the ball separate from Darby's hand? They're looking at it multiple angles. They're going to probably take it upstairs of how often they've looked at it, because there's been no try confirmed. Nope, try confirmed. They've given it. Man, I mean, it still sort of was like around here, so probably still, there was no separation, so probably hear the Vuvuzela again. And the conversion will be right from the sideline. This is where Clifford missed one of his kicks earlier, but this to make it 22-0, just under 17 minutes remaining in this first half. And he's kicked it well, and to the left, swings out into the right down the middle. It is 22-0 to North Queensland. Whoops, that is the wrong one. I apologise. I forgot the scoreboard was taken down then, because I've got two different ones opened up, because I was having a look at the stats. I just didn't realise. This is the one I'm meant to be looking for. That's right. So that's my apologies. As Bulldogs kick off and the Cowboys gotten the ball back. They get the first tackle now on the 20s. It's a Russell Packer-esque player has taken it. But yeah, so currently just trying to see where the Bulldogs... Yeah, the Bulldogs... Surin is the left wing for the Dogs' defense is way too inward. So it's a little bit... It's a bit questionable, and you can see why the tries have come from the right-hand side. It was forced tackle for the Cowboys just shy of the 40. And it's a kick over the top. Potential 40-20. But there's a Cowboys player chasing. Cochran. Oh! That was close. Cochran was trying to jockey it out. But a Cowboys player ends up grabbing it. But he's lost the ball anyways. But man, Cochran not really having eyes switched on ticker. Fourth tackle early kick, and Cochran's just trying to jockey it out. And Jackson Paulo's tried to fling it back in. And just trying to check here, whose ball is it? It's a scrum feed for the Bulldogs on their 10, but that could have been really bad there for the Dogs. Sewer gets a run and gets brought down inside of their 20 for the first tackles. We've now got 15 minutes remaining in the first half of this matchup. So luckily there's no water breaks, because there probably would have been one if there was. Just waiting now. So in terms of run meters, 300 more, and it's a forward pass by the Bulldogs, and it's going to be a change of possession. 30 metres away from I think it's 30 or 40 metres. So what happens here? It's number 26 for the Bulldogs. From dummy half, it was Bailey Myers who flings it forward. So 35 away from the try line. Cowboys get another set. Oh, there's Adam O'Brien. Now, not trying to say, because obviously he was Knights coach last year and had the worst attack in history. Maybe don't make him assistant, but he's won premierships. So first tackle there for the Cowboys, 35 out on the far left-hand side. Trying to get some momentum going. It's the number 5 for Jackson Paulo. 25 out now. And here's a big run here. It's the number 21 of Wiremu Greig. 26 there for the Cowboys is Atassi James. 15 out, fourth tackle. Flings it off to the left as they're trying to find a gap here. As that was Jackson Purdue. But anyways, last tackle to the left-hand side. Clifford, flat ball. And it's the number 12 of Kai O'Donnell. What's happened here? Kyle O'Donnell's ended up going over the line. And they've awarded it. I haven't seen what happened there. It looked like he would have been held, but somehow the tackle just didn't complete. And Kai O'Donnell spun around and put the ball down, and now it's 26-0 to the Cowboys. So Clifford spin around Kai O'Donnell, who holds him around the thing. He keeps the ball carrying arms up in the air, and he's just spun out of it. So yeah, tackle's not been completed. That's great awareness there by Kai O'Donnell. Ball carrying arm doesn't hit the ground. Yep. And he wrestles out of it. So there we go. 26-0 with a kick to come. 12.5 remaining in the first half. And with the 5 tries, that means there's at least a bonus point coming for the Bulldogs, the Cowboys. So yeah, there you go. Good signs here for North Queensland. Kai O'Donnell, 22 games in his NRL career, 1 try. Was it this one? We don't know. But no, brilliant sort of stuff at the moment for both teams. Now here's the kick from Clifford, and he gets it as the ISO gets lowered. And now it's 28-0 to the Cowboys over the Canterbury Bulldogs. How are you, James? But yeah, Cowboys going pretty darn well. And surely there'll probably be a lot of players swapped in, so it might even up a bit, as mentioned by Glenn. That essentially should start to even out with the new players coming in. There's the kickoff there, done by the Bulldogs. Landed right on the try line. And here's a run by the number 15 here, which we're just going to be pulling up. But a bit too late. Second tackle now, just shy of the Cowboys 40 for the second. Now we've got number 26, Atasi James, and it's a set restart. It's a ruck infringement. Manly winning this year. It's going to be hard to say with Manly, but hopefully Fogarty does go well in his new role. It should be interesting. Because that's a number 21 of Wemu Gree brought down on the Bulldogs 40 for the third tackle, and Clifford almost breaking through the line, and he'll get brought down 25 metres away from the try line on the right-hand side of the field. Like, top six is good for Manly. Yeah, I reckon. The problem is, big hit. That was a big hit. That was number 9, Sam Underhill. Jack Underhill, not Sam Underhill. Wait, can I ask you something? Yes, Jones. Jonathan Stewart with a great disposalment of the last tackle kick. It'll be first tackle for the Dogs inside of the 10. But yeah, definitely interesting to see how Manly will go this year. Now, the Dogs just being held back here. Third tackle, and they're just being pushed back into the 10. Almost 400 more run meters by the Cowboys. Glenn Cooper, I think the Bulldogs might be in the grand final. Honestly, yeah. I feel like this is the kind of year they probably should be in it. Should there be more African NRL players? I have seen, I think it was a couple of years ago, there was a lot of talk about as the Bulldogs get the kickoff for the last tackle. And, that could be a knock on there, and it will be. Huge chance here for the Dogs. Scrum feed 30 metres out from the try line. So, I'm pretty certain there was talks about, I think it was Kenya, of setting up NRL or rugby league clinics there, because that's going to become the next sort of market battle, is getting African players into, it's essentially to compete with Union. But I feel like it could be very much. I mean, you've seen the success with what rugby's done with the US, and it's with the sevens and that. So I definitely reckon they should. I mean, be cool to see everyone try to get rugby league analysm, but if it's they can train them well, or there's a bit of a head knock there. Number 24 of Justin Matamua. The 25 out first tackle. Number 16 there of Zion Mayu. 20 metres out now. Second tackle. Pass down. Jonathan Stewart. It's backwards, so it's still going. And he gets brought down inside the 10 on the very, very far left before the sideline. African people are soft leg. Definitely they could get them, if you could get them trained properly as wingers and fullbacks and that, game over. That's it. That's just big. Bulldogs going more centrally, but they're going about 15 metres back now. 15 metres out from the try line. Last tackle for the Dogs. Bulldogs trying to get a grubber through. Pressure on Barber, but Barber gets out of the try area. That'll be a first tackle for North Queensland inside of their 10. I do think they're probably not for the NRL, but I feel like it's definitely tried, because here's the thing, right? A little bit of history for you. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but South Africa, with the majoritively African population, rugby league was a popular format because of the quicker compared to Union, but because of the current government, because I'm trying not to get copyright claimed in terms of some aspects, is basically they kind of try to knock it down because it's rebellious. I mean, League did a video about when France got taken over by Germany in the the 40s. Here we go, Ty Cochran, big run from the last tackle, and you get from the kick, and he's inside the Cowboys half. We could get a Bulldogs try here. Off right there, Ty Cochran gets driven back there by Liam Sutton. Yeah, League made a video about how when Germany took over France in World War II, they banned rugby league. It's weird, but the League made a whole video about it, so it's pretty interesting to see how much further League would have been compared to other aspects. But yeah, Saab's a pretty good example of African heritage in league. Be cool to see. 20 metres out from the try line now. The Bulldogs on the third tackle to set restart as well. This has to be the shot here for the Bulldogs to get their first try of this match. Almost a lost ball there for the number 24, Jason Matamua, but 5 metres out. Holds on to it for the second tackle. They'll spread it to the right-hand side. Short pass just doesn't get work. Is Dominic Young African? He's Caribbean. Because I know his brother plays for the Jamaican national team. And it's a forward pass by the Dogs. Another chance goes begging. And the Cowboys will get a scrum feed inside of their own 10. So yeah, Dominic Young is English Jamaican. Yeah, it's a forward pass, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs. Less than 6 minutes remaining in this first half, and there's been a couple of chances for the Bulldogs to put points on the board, but just haven't gone through, unfortunately, for them. It's so interesting seeing Dominic Young because I saw him when he was on. I just look it up and he has a little bit, but he's Aboriginal. Yeah, right. Okay. Genetic makeup's really interesting with a lot of people. I feel like to be fair, mine would just say white and butters. Anyways, the Cowboys on their 30 for the third, and they got an offload off. The Cowboys can't really do anything. They're trying to spread it out to their wing as it's Jackson Paulo. But the Zach Labour gets brought down on the Cowboys 40 for the fourth tackle. This is probably the first set where the Bulldogs have been defensively sound and just prevented them from having any real line breaks. And here's the kick behind the 40. Could it be a 40-20 opportunity here? Cochrane is letting it run through. I just jockey it. Yep, good play. And it will be a 20-minute restart and a 7-tackle set here for the Bulldogs with just 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first half. Oh, it's a high shot. Nah, it's a swing around. My fault, I was wrong. But yeah, Cochrane should have gotten the pass off. Now the Bulldogs now, Su'a trying to break the line, but it is a set restart now inside the 10 metres. So could be another chance for the Bulldogs to get into try-scoring position. And it's the number 16. The Bulldogs need to stop doing the forward pass. It has... Oh, that was almost one as well, like you just said. Because there's been a couple of times, especially from dummy half as well, which has been the problem. Another set restart here for the Bulldogs. And the number 7 there of Conti almost breaking through with the step. But 25 metres out from the try line, huge chance for the Dogs to finally get points on the board. 3:30 now remaining in this first half. Bulldogs spreading it now to the left-hand side. Panau to power 5 out now. Third tackle. Another set restart. This is the third set restart in this passage of play. And the Bulldogs trying to find something. Big run, almost under the guts. It's the number 24 of Justin Matamua. Almost there now. Where do the Bulldogs spread it? They'll spread it to the left-hand side. Gets it off to the number 12 there of Logan Spinks. Spinks held up just about over the try line. His bum's resting almost on it here for the third tackle. The Bulldogs now trying to spread it out to the right. Good chase down pressure there to stop an offload. 5 out now, fourth tackle. They're on the sort of right-hand aspect of the field as the numbers are starting to deteriorate off the Bulldogs players. But there it is. Justin Matamua finally causing the Bulldogs to score a try. But finally, they break over and get the job done. But yeah, finally they break through here. And that, despite it being 28-4, that would feel good for the young players. Matamua getting a good step. And he's just able to power through there. And just, I mean, could be definitely a one to watch if he possibly breaks into the Bulldogs' first grade side this year. But, I mean, he was very decent for the New South Wales Cup, I believe. But there we go. This should make it 28-6 because the try was scored right next to the post. So there's that. 14 games in the NRL for Justin Matamua. 1 try assist, 433 run meters. But we definitely need to have a look at the stats here for this game because the Cowboys have been very, very dominant. So the number 5 kicker, Jonathan Sewer. This to make it 28-6 with just over a minute remaining in this first half. And he slots it through. 28 points to 6. The Bulldogs now on the board. So in terms of the preseason point bonuses, the Cowboys have already gotten 5+ tries, so that's 1 bonus point for them. Line breaks and offloads. I think there's been a couple of offloads by both teams, so they probably could both end up getting them. So, you know. Oh, look at that. Bro, they just showed a Bulldogs fan on the screen. Double parked, Brookie Union, Ginger Beer on the top, and I think it's a Jim Bean at the bottom. That's a strat. So the Cowboys now set to kick off. As Clickerford's putting the ball on the tee. 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, so we should have enough for a full set by the Dogs and maybe 1 or 2 tackles by the Cowboys. Crowd's starting to fill up a little bit, but I don't think there'll be more than like 7,000 or 8,000. But I am going next week. There's a doubleheader at Newcastle in the trials. It's Roosters, Tigers the first game, and then the second game is the Knights, Dogs. Jonathan Sewer there gets brought down just shy of the 30 for the third tackle. 30 seconds remaining. A lot of threes. Can the Bulldogs spread it to their right-hand side? If they can find a break. Almost there. They're brought down just shy of the 40 for the fourth tackle. Underhill. Bulldogs couldn't really do anything there with the ball, so brought down on their own 40. Last tackle, so we'll probably just get one more play for the Cowboys. And it'll take a bounce, and there's a bit of chase, and there's a penalty. Offside, I believe, from the kick. So the siren is sounded, so we probably should just get one more play. No, wait, hang on. It's a penalty to the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will have one play for a try. They'll kick it out to the left-hand side for Sewer. Doesn't end up going, and the Cowboys get it and go into touch. And that will be the end of the first half. It is 28-6 to the North Queensland Cowboys. Not going to lie, what I'm going to do now, just going to have a look to see what actually happened, because I don't know how it was a penalty to the Bulldogs, because I thought it was just offside. It probably was an offside penalty, but coming up, Justin Holbrook in his first game as Newcastle coach. But yeah, I mean, you got to say it's a pretty decent half of football there by the Cowboys, because they're going pretty darn well. But yeah, so that's the half. So I guess we could just probably talk about it. But it's just and go through the stats, because we'll probably scroll through here. But I'm going to put up in the poll essentially a question. It's probably a bit of a you're a bit confident asking that one, but can the Bulldogs come back? Is the question mark, and that will be the halftime poll. Yes or no? But yeah, it's been pretty decent to see so far, but it's just for the Cowboys. I mean, it's been a little bit complicit here for the for either team. It's just hasn't been the greatest bit of format. So just realised putting it on the stream is probably not the best aspect. I mean, putting the stream on the shorts, because it's seems a little bit difficult. But yeah, we'll be back, and we can probably talk about the first half. just one of those things where it's just a little bit situational, I suppose, but got a vote. Someone said yes, so I mean, it could be a pretty interesting sign to see how they do end up going, because they have had chances, the Dogs. That's the thing. They have had chances, but it's just whether or not about they've actually gotten it correct in like other aspects is going to be rather questionable. But yeah, it's going pretty all right. I'm trying to find words to say because I've got absolutely no idea what to talk about. 2 votes, currently votes for yes. So let's just, I'm just going to have a look and see how much shows up here in terms of starts. Oh, okay, so we should be able to see. So let's just have a look at this. So this is a completion rate, 85%, 17 to 20. So not as bad as I thought it was, but if we go into the attack, this is massive. All runs, 88 to 63. Almost 300 and pretty much almost 380 run meters more. And obviously, it's like, oh, of course, well, the Cowboys have gotten more of the ball. But it's just, yeah, line breaks is 3 to 2, so we can keep a tally on that because you need 5 line breaks to get the bonus point for it, which is there. Tackle breaks, 19 for the Cowboys, 12 for the Dogs. This I've been talking about throughout the game. This is the big stat. Average set distance, 30 meters for the Bulldogs, 44 for the Cowboys. Oh, no. I guess fuck me, I suppose. 28 for the Bulldogs, 44 meters for the Cowboys. So yeah, it's may not seem like much, but in footy that's pretty big. Play the ball speed, just been a bit quicker. Kick return meters, almost 100 more. Bethan Astor and Kevin Foran are now talking to Justin Holbrook. Offloads. Positive signs there. Bulldogs are winning that stat. 4 offloads to Cowboys 3. Now you need 10 to get the bonus point for that record. Receipts. Kicking as well. 7 kicks to 11. I just realised, in terms of kicking meters, even if it being only like minimal, like 7 kicks to 11 kicks, over 200 more meters. That actually makes sense, because if you average each kick to being 50. Defensive tackling, 90%. I reckon the Bulldogs can come back in the second half. Yeah, I feel like, when they bring on the players and once it even out, I think they should be able to get some tries. Tackles, 191 to 161. Missed tackles, not too bad. Negative errors, 6 and 5. So it's been pretty even, but it's been the forward passes that have been the problem for the Bulldogs in terms of building up play and that. So 5 votes currently in the poll. Let's go and have a look. We've got 4 people who have said that yes, the Bulldogs can come back into this game. 1 says that they cannot. So yeah, not the weirdest one, but it's not really that shocking. Not really that surprising, to say the very least. So still got about 40 minutes left of footy. And then we will switch over to do the St. George Illawarra Dragons taking on the good boys, the Newcastle Knights. I say the good boys because I support them, so there's a bit of bias towards that. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all for either team, but there should be 2 far Bulldogs players out. You got Galvin and Stephen Crichton. They're promoting has anyone actually? This is a question. Is anyone interested in this rivals show? Where they've got like 4 people from rugby union, 4 people from league, and 4 people from Aussie rules. I don't know. It just seems like Survivor with like a lot less stakes. It's like, I just don't know how I feel about it. And it's like, I understand there's like people are very big in like terms of like code wars and stuff like that. It's something that I've never really been a part of. You think the first grade Bulldogs will come back next week? Well, they take on the Knights, so on paper they should. But it'll just be interesting to see how the Knights go, because that could be the first game with like Dylan Brown and stuff like that. Though they have named a pretty sort of strong team to play tonight, so I guess it's we'll see. Glenn, it's definitely a we'll see, but it's, you know, wouldn't be shocked at all if that was the case. But yeah, it's just is there an anime? Wait, hang on, hold on. What? A KOP promoting anime? Watch on Crunchyroll, but they had it as like a phone ad. That's rather weird. I mean, fair play. I don't mind a bit of anime. I watch pretty basic anime like Attack on Titan and stuff like that. 10 votes now in the poll for can the Bulldogs come back. 70% say yes they can. 30% say no they cannot. So yeah, I guess we just have to. Oh, it's gone up. Bulldogs, another vote has gone to them. They've voted. It's up to 11 votes. Bulldogs now 73% in favour of yes, we can come back. Which would be great to see if they genuinely can, because it should be quite interesting to say the very least. How do we see your screen? Unfortunately, I've got no aspect of it, Moody, unfortunately. Yeah, because basically the NRL will come find me and put a bullet in my skull. So I think the best bet would probably be try kick streams if someone's doing it, because I think they're a bit more relaxed about copyright over there. So I think that either if you have a VPN, because then you got Watch NRL, which is the place you can do it for people outside of Australia. So those are realistically the only options from what I've seen. If anybody has any other ideas, you can freely put it in the comments of the live chat. But yeah, those are the sort of only aspects that I've seen about getting about it. Trust me, I've tried being clever, but no, they're on it. They're watching us, unfortunately. Okay, but we're going okay in terms of the stream elements. Just realised I look. The beard's making me look homeless. It's not a great look. Hopefully, probably by next week we have an actual distinguished look and don't look just demented like I look at the moment. It's just how it be. We're almost out. I think this is the final bit of the ad break, because they did just talk to what's his name, Justin Holbrook, the new coach of the Knights. You're a good commentator. Thank you. It's been a while since I've done this. Stream on Kick then, please. That's a valid point. That is a valid point. What? Just want to have a check, because I use Streamlabs. Does Streamlabs, is it like collaborative with Kick? Because it's a bit of a different sort of element. We could do the streams with like party.com and go on the same one as Josh Block. That'd be an interesting one. But yeah, I've never used Kick before. Okay, Bulldogs have now gone back onto the screen. So Cowboys now, just trying to see if there's been many changes. There's a couple of people who were made appearance in the first. What if the Cowboys are like, yeah, you know what? Screw you. We're putting more of our first grade team in. Now they all look young. I think it's a bit of a younger side, but yeah, the Cowboys now walking out onto the field for this second half. So yeah, definitely could be a possibility of streaming on Kick for like next week, because I've already got the stream stuff set up for being on YouTube for the later games. So there's definitely some options, but I'd have to have a look. Okay, Bulldogs now back onto the field, so we will end the poll for this game. I'm going for the Knights in the second game. Yeah, it's interesting to see because both teams are kind of very... We'll get into it when the game starts, but they're both similar strength. So we'll end the poll here. 13 votes. Can the Bulldogs come back? 69%. Nice. Said that yes, they will. So here we go. The Cowboys set to kick off. The Cowboys are running screen right, and the Bulldogs will get first piece of possession. So here's the kickoff, and we're underway for the second half of this matchup. Oh, massive hit. Oh my lord. Number 15 for the Cowboys. I've got to pull that up on who it was. Caden Lars with an absolute barnstorming hit. Bulldogs now trying to get into sort of decent field positioning for their first set. They've gone past the 40 now for the fourth tackle. Big, plant your foot, lift them up, slam them down. That's how you do it. It's the number 12 there for the Bulldogs as Logan Spinks. So there's a couple of changes for the Dogs. It seems like it, but it's still roughly sort of similar. Last tackle kick there to the Cowboys, and they'll pick it up on their 20. Oh, the big fend. The don't argue there on Alex Conti by the number 19 for the Cowboys of Ronald Filatoga. But yeah, North Queensland again looking to get past halfway. They started on the 20. They're already 30 metres up the field. Only on the third tackle. Cowboys now looking to go to the right. Held up on the Dogs 40 here for the fourth tackle. Spread it more so down into the middle. And 30 out now. Last tackle here for North Queensland. They'll go to the short right-hand side. Sutton with a high kick. There's a lot of people crowning it. It's a set restart for the Cowboys because the Bulldogs and players have caught it. But it's a knock, and it was knocked back, but then it just fell in the hands of a Cowboys player. And now another chance for the Cowboys to just get the first points in the first half. And, I mean, to make it 32-6. Right on the try line now, second tackle. Spread it more into the middle. And it's going to be a held up tackle here. It's the number 26 of James. Feint to the left, go to the right. Very close to the line there. Fourth tackle. Cowboys now go more central. It's the number 21 of Greek. And you'll get brought down about 5 metres away from the try line now for the fourth tackle. They'll spread it out to the left, and that's taken a grubber kick, but it's taken by, I believe it's Cochrane. There's how to get a new jersey because some of the numbers were falling apart. Oh, some decent slamming tackles here by the Cowboys on the Bulldogs. Bulldogs again, just not getting as much meters as the Cowboys have been. The last tackle now for the Dogs, and they're only on the 30. Kicks high up in the air, and this will go up to the 20. And it's just a big run. Just inside the 40 there for the first tackle for the North Queensland. That's just how it's been this match so far. As we have the number 19 of Filatoga getting almost onto halfway for the second. And here's a big run here. And they're just trying to get through, but it's just not working for them. Grieg now gets brought down. Oh, the ball has flown up, and that's gone forward. So it should be a scrum feed for the Bulldogs on their own 40-metre line. So it gets a chance to threaten the try area for the Cowboys. I think someone's in my roof. It's just what it sounded like. Yep, that's all good. So we're just getting now to the streaming bit. Sewer getting the ball, and it'll get brought down just shy of halfway here for the first tackle. So this is a decent opportunity here for the Cowboys. Bulldogs, number 17, Eamon Fitzgibbon. Gets past halfway here, and there's a run, Chem Con Tom. And he wins a penalty. So a really good chance here for the Bulldogs to get the first try of the second half. Gordon's been pretty good, I will say, for the Dogs. He's probably been one of the better players. But yeah, high tackle penalty. 20 metres out, full set of 6 here for Canterbury. And a chance to get the first points in the second half. So first tackle, 15 out for the Dogs. It's the number 11 here of Jones. Inside of the 10 for the second. Spread it out to the left-hand side for the Dogs. Canterbury trying to Tiapa just short of the line now. 5 metres out. Oh, he's trying to go for it again. About a metre short of the line now. Third tackle for the Bulldogs. Hughes tries to run straight up through the guts, but he couldn't get it through. Fourth tackle. They'll go to the left-hand side. There's a grubber, and that is a great gather, and it's the number 17. It's Eamon Fitzgibbon, the son of Craig Fitzgibbon, gets a try, and it's now 10 points to 28 with a kick to come. So good grubber. It's a good grubber kick there by the number 6 at Teaupa, and it just bounces perfectly up for Fitzgibbon to take it. Great single hand gather on his right hand to get it down on the ground, and there we go. So if he gets the conversion, it'll only be if they get 3 converted tries, that gets it done. Son of Sharks coach Craig Fitzgibbon. Well, there you go. Wait, nepotism. It's just bloody nepotism. This. But yeah, there we go. 28-10. So Jonathan Sewer here, he's gotten his first conversion. This to make it 2 for 2. And 28 points to 12. Takes a deep breath. And he's sliced a little bit, trying to get it more to curve. So it will remain 28 points to 10. As we have 32 minutes remaining in this match. Talking to Stephen Crichton, they are saying that most of the first grade team will probably get their first crack when they play the Knights next week. There's the kickoff there by the Cowboys. Here we go. We get a good run on straight. That's what we want. Inside the 20 for the first tackle for the Bulldogs as we're now 8 minutes gone in this second half. I think I realised what's been glitching. It's the ticker. No, but we turned it off. See, I don't know. Early kicker onto the third, and it's gone to the Cowboys on their 20. I don't know what that was trying to do, to be honest. Hasn't really done too much there, but the Cowboys get brought down on the 30 for the first tackle. They're zooming in on the new Bulldogs logo. Number 21, it's Grieg going up the guts. 30 is about 40 metres away from the try line here for the Cowboys. This will make it last tackle. High boot up in the air. Bit of pressure here coming in for the Bulldogs. And Cochrane gets taken and brought down inside of the 10 for the first tackle for the Bulldogs. And time has been called off. And Chem Kun Tom has come off, and it looks like for a head knock. So a little bit of an interchange. It's calling for a head knock. So we'll see. A new hooker coming in, the number 26 for the Bailey Myers comes on. And that'll be a big chance here for the Cowboys to hold them back. Second tackle was inside of the 10. Third gets them to the 20. So could be a mattering of what does happen. That's Sewer. So Sewer gets brought down just shy of the 30 for the fourth tackle. But again, I feel like there needs to be more changes done by the Dogs, because I feel like it's... No. It's only like they've only made a couple of changes, and I feel it's the same for the other side for North Queensland. And last cycle kick taken inside of the 30 by the number 19 of Filatoga for the Cowboys, as they try to get through up the guts and try to break this line. Big one up the guts here. Almost on halfway here, the Cowboys just shy of the half. They're definitely doing a lot more running up the guts, it seems. The Cowboys, fourth tackle, 40 out. They're now trying to spread it out to the right, but they keep bringing it back centrally. I don't know, I just feel like there wouldn't be that many tries coming in the next couple. Oh, I was about to say, so that looked forward. Yep, and they've put the whistle up while it went out, so... Almost at my words then, of saying, I don't think there's going to be a try here, but they started a line break. They weren't too far off. They weren't too far off at all. So Bulldogs get the ball now on their 20 for the new set, as we're now past 11 minutes gone in this second half, and pretty much a couple of minutes after this game happens, we'll immediately transition towards the new stream, which will be the Newcastle Knights playing their first game of the pre-season challenge up against the St George Illawarra Dragons. 6 again here for the Bulldogs inside of their 40, so bit of a chance to get into potential try-scoring position. Could be the motive. Bulldogs now trying to fling it out to the right-hand side. But again, they're just not getting more meters, which I feel like, I guess it's sort of the requirement in a sense, because fourth tackle with the set restart, they've only gone about 15 meters throughout this entire set. And the Bulldogs spreading it out to the left. Not really much of a line break. It just gets shut down pretty quickly. So now we're coming in down to the last tackle. 35 out for the Bulldogs. High kick to the left-hand side. There's 3 chases for the Dogs. That is a great take by the Cowboys. That'll be on the 10. But this could be, I guess, the chance for the Bulldogs to keep the Cowboys down the field, which it hasn't been really that much, but third tackle, they've only just gone past the 20, North Queensland. Bulldogs versus Cowboys 2026. Oh, a bit of a line break here, but only gets as far as the 40 for the fourth tackle. Cowboys just trying to get some play going. It's the number 25 of Mitchell Prest. He gets past halfway. Last tackle. And it's the kick there by Liam Sutton. And it's deep into, almost on the try line for the Bulldogs. As Cochrane gets brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackle for the Bulldogs. Not going to lie, I am kind of praying that it isn't a complete ball fest in the second half, because aside from maybe like one hit at the beginning of the half, not a lot has happened. I'm trying to jinx it so stuff does happen. Fourth tackle now for the... This is a quick set by the Dogs. They're already just near the last tackle. Trying to figure out who the player is, but some of the numbers of the players are just completely faded off from the Bulldogs. Last tackle kick right on halfway. It'll be taken by the Cowboys on their 10-metre line. And it's a number 18. It's a good bit of running here as Toya gets just to the 30 for the first tackle. Yeah, just seeing it, just this, I guess, bit of momentum. Just it's not really swinging enough for the Bulldogs to take any sort of charge here. Bulldogs now enter the Cowboys half. 40 metres out from the try line out for the fourth tackle. Adams was pressed. He gets brought down. Another quick play hit up. It's now last tackle, 30 out for the Cowboys. Kick up into the air, but there's enough. And it's too deep, and it will be a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set for the Bulldogs. So, yeah, Bulldogs now take the 0 tackle on the 30. But, yeah, the Bulldogs, they need to find something here. Second tackle, they're almost on halfway here. It's the number 17 of Eamon Fitzgibbon. Now it's to the 24 of Matamua, the try scorer for the Dogs. One of the try scorers. It's an early 30... It's a third tackle kick, and it's just... I can understand if it gets them in position where they can hold them back, but they really just happen... How do I call the second game? Join it. Oh, in terms of prediction, it's going to be hard to tell. It probably should be close. Commentary, other people just talk about nothing but the game. Yeah, thank you, Gordon. I feel like I do think it is important to talk about what does happen in the game, but I feel like there is an element of engagement, and I think it's about how I would go about it as well. But I appreciate the kind words. Last tackle kick was taken by the Bulldogs right on the try line. Almost an attempted line break there, but the Bulldogs getting to the 20-metre line. Some of the Bulldogs players some of their numbers have genuinely faded, so we just don't know. Like, for example, the fullback Cochrane. Be back having my dinner. No worries, Glenn. Ruck infringement, so set restart here for the Bulldogs. 23 minutes now remaining in this matchup, and then we'll cross over to start the St. George night stream. Matamua up the guts, and this is a good set. Third tackle, they're 30 metres out from the try line. This is what the Bulldogs should be doing. Because it's only 18 points, and there's still a quarter of a match remaining. Fourth tackle, 20 metres out from the try line. The Bulldogs now holding. So Fitzgibbon gets brought down 15 out. Last tackle for Canterbury. What can they do? Spread it out to the right. They got passed out to the winger. Can he step in and score? He does. He bounces over with the momentum. And it's Cooper Toy for the Bulldogs. And it's 28-14 with a kick to come. Now, if they get this kick, this is where it could get probably interesting. Because it's now possibly close, and we could have the votes being correct of the Bulldogs coming back. But I didn't say come back and win, but there you go. Cooper Toy gets the job done. So I can't stand everyone. I can't stand BRM or BKM. Every one of those he does rugby. I wish. Okay. I wish I could meet him in public. Yeah, it's That's fair enough. There we go. Hang on. Try's been confirmed, but I don't know if the ball hit the ground. But no, it's like, I feel like it's just a bit, I guess, my personality, because I definitely couldn't just completely focus on like the screen. But there we Cooper Toy, 4 tries in 4 New South Wales Cup games. He gets a try here. I mean, he's alright. Wonder if he's a local boy. But anyways, local boy in terms of the Hunter aspect. So Jonathan Sewer here, 1 for 2, potentially to make this a 12-point game. And the kick, and it's scuffed. So remain 28 points to 14. I've just been sent an image in a group chat I am of some chick having as a hair tie using a like a hairband to make it have a ponytail. Some chick straight up got a zip tie as it. That's mental. Anyways, now 21 minutes remaining in this matchup. Can the Bulldogs going to come back? I mean, they get another try. They're switched on. So there's the kick out onto the Bulldogs' left-hand side. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Oh, the ball's popped out. And as I say about the possibility of momentum, but a big one-on-one hit from running straight. It's a knock-on by the Bulldogs, and the Cowboys will get the ball. BKI is on YouTube right now. Oh, is he? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Ball just pops out there. Just unfortunate there for the Dogs, but now a big chance for the bit of a weird pass there from the scrum, but 25 out, first tackle. Less than 20 remaining in this match, but the Cowboys, if they get a try here, then they can just, because even if it become the Bulldogs score 18 points, it'll still be ahead if they can get a try and conversion here. Oh, big hit. How he treats people is disgusting. Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, I wouldn't know. But it's on a report here because it was a late shoulder hit there in that matchup. Zion Mayu, nice players are warming up. Yeah, it's hard to say because because usually when it comes to in terms of like the streams and that, it's mostly like how much time left. 19 minutes remaining now. Is that Bulldogs trying to hold off this Cowboys attack, running up the guts. He's almost there. Almost at the line here. Trying to spread it out here. Cowboys still trying to break through here. On the third, trying to spread it out. Oh, running up the guts himself, it's Tyler Moriarty. Who's your team? My team's the Knights, Gordon, so they'll be playing after this game. See how they go. Right to the right-hand side. Barber trying to break through. Last tackle, 5 metres out. On the far right-hand side. Sutton with a kick. It's a bit central. And it's been picked up by the number 21 of Hamish Wilson for the Bulldogs. So that stops there as we're now 18 minutes away. I'm just gonna quickly, because I've noticed I've set the start time for the Knights Dragons stream a little too early. basically I've set it as 7:15. Dude, been watching it since COVID. Oh yeah, it's fair. Still a good couple of years in them. You know, it's not too shabby at all. Last tackle, Bulldogs only getting to their 40 with a high kick. 17.5 remaining now in this matchup. Again, I feel like upset restart now here for the Cowboys. 17 remaining in this matchup. And I guess a huge chance for... I like good games, really don't have a favourite. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, the offload's not gone well here. And the Bulldogs now picked up the ball. First tackle right on halfway. So, pretty sizable chance here for them to take. Hines and Cleary are live players. Yeah, that's fair enough. I know, like, especially with like fantasy and Supercoach and that, it's definitely becoming more of a prevalent thing about preferring players to support rather than teams. Right, 5 metres away from the try line now. Bulldogs have a chance to make it a very close finish. Oh, grubber. The 17, it's Aiden Fitzgibbon. He's scored, but are they giving it? They're giving it. To be honest, he looked probably offside, but there we go. Fitzgibbon going over. I'm just trying to have a look. I don't know if he's... It's the fourth try for the Bulldogs. It's 28-18 with a kick to come. I don't know. It just looked like Fitzgibbon was offside, but that's a great grubber between the legs. And Fitzgibbon just plants his hand... Oh... It's downward pressure, but it's not his hand. But it still should be a try. I like AFL Western Bulldogs. Yeah, that's fair. I don't watch AFL Ocean, but I do. So number 20... Oh, wait, it's not Fitzgibbon. It's Lewis Grossamy, the number 27. I thought it was number 17 to Fitzgibbon. And they just said Grossamy is a French national. Could we be seeing him at the World Cup in October? So there you go. And yep, they've swapped goal kickers now, the Bulldogs. They have gone with Eamon Fitzgibbon. And he's missed it. Bulldogs just not getting their kicks on. So it will remain 28-18. 14.5 to go. This will be interesting. Could see a bit of a grandstand finish here, especially if the Dogs can get another try. Are you going to be doing these games every week? I'll try my best because I guess my plan for content this year is primarily because I want to do so when I'm able to, I can, because I'm planning to do more league vlogs, especially like we say like the Knights, and also doing Bush League, which is for like local stuff and that. So when I'm able to, I'll try my best to do streams. So I'll try as much as humanly possible. There's a run up the guts here. That's Sam Underhill. It's not Sam Underhill, it's Jack Underhill. I feel like I'm saying Sam Underhill because Lord of the Rings. It's like Samwise Gamgee. Oh, big quick run. Oh, here's some momentum here. The Bulldogs are... Oh my God, this number 20 is going absolutely mental. What is his name? Raymond Puru. Third tackle. They're on the Cowboys 40 now. The Bulldogs have the momentum. There's actually a stat that they've gone 4 tries unanswered, so it's a complete momentum swing. Fourth tackle here for the Bulldogs. What can they do? They've got the pass off. Puru again. Gets brought down. 15 out. Last tackle for the Bulldogs as we're now only 14 minutes left in this match. Kick to the left-hand side. There's a bit of a chase. The ball's been knocked out. That's going to be a try to the Dogs. Is that been given? They've awarded it. And just like that, we could be having a grandstand finish. They both went up for the ball. I don't know if they're going to review this here. Who's winning? It is the Cowboys winning, but barely. Bulldogs have just scored to make it 28-22. So Tiapa take with the kick. A Bulldogs player goes up and takes it, but then Cowboys player just couldn't hold on to it. And it's the same Bulldogs player. Or they're going to review this here. It's the number 22 who scored. It's Joe Raki. Is it impeding the Cowboys kick taker? This could be interesting. They could review it. Nope, try confirmed. Right, so if this kick is successful, it'll be 24-28. So there we go. That's also 5 tries for the Bulldogs, so they will get at least a bonus point for scoring 5+ tries in this preseason challenge. Now Fitzgibbon. 12 minutes remaining in this game. And he's kicked it. And it's a 4-point game after at one point, I'm pretty certain, being 28-0. So the poll is currently working correctly. Of it being, can the Bulldogs come back? Mostly people said yes, and most of the people are gosh darn correct. As we've got the Knights and the Dragons now warming up on the sidelines. Wow, what a moment. I just can't believe this. We could actually have a grandstand finish in it. Yeah, 5 straight tries for the Cowboys in the first half. And then it's been matched by 5 unanswered tries so far by the Dogs. And here we go. The Bulldogs now receive the kickoff and they get to the 20-metre line for the first tackles. We're now less than 12 minutes remaining in this match. And obviously, there's no extra time. If it's a draw, it's a draw. But finally, the Bulldogs attacking and getting set averages, which should be reflecting of how they've been. So there's another early kick to put pressure on the Cowboys to keep them back. But the Cowboys get nearly to the 30 for the first tackle. But yeah, it's just been a really interesting match, this. I think the Cowboys just need to simmer the game and calm down, because if you had to pick a team to score next, you have to pick the Dogs. Third tackle now, just shy of halfway. Cowboys gets past halfway for the 4th tackle. .30 out now, last tackle for North Queensland. Trying to go up the middle here, and it's a high kick. Dogs player got pushed out of the way for a little cheeky jockeying and that. And it's another one. Puru again. Puru has got that line break speed. He's been probably one of the best players since coming on the field. Oh, big hit by Greig. And a Bulldog Cowboys player has gone down. So, yep, the referee's calling a trainer on. So apparently they said that the new trainer rule is not in effect. So none of the new rules are in the pre-season yet. So just have a review here. Raymond Puru is such a brilliant player. So who's this player that's come in for this second tackle? It's the number 15 here. Basically a bit of a head clash, if anything. So nothing too bad at all. It's the number 15 of Caden Lars. Almost on the final 10 minutes. And then after this, quickly just go over a couple of point stats. Then we'll transition to the stream starting at 7:20 now of the St. George Illawarra Dragons. So once this stream ends, there should be a thing to pop up to move over to the next stream. Big kick on the last tackle kick. That could be a knock on here. And it's going to be a knock on by the Cowboys. Credence Toya. And it's going to be a scrum 20 metres out for the Dogs with just under 10 minutes remaining in this matchup. It was Hamish Wilson who took the catch. Here we go. This could be having a grandstand finish here, lads. This is brilliant. Bulldogs from the scrum set it out to the left-hand side. Puru, you can't hold the man down. He gives it to Raki. Brought down on the 10 for the first tackle. Now it's the number 3 of Alatini. Set restart. 5 metres out as well. All the pressure here for the Bulldogs. Get brought down inside the 15 for the first tackle. Now the Bulldogs just trying to find a way to break through in the middle. As it's Fitzgibbon, he gets brought down. 15 out for the second tackle. Now less than 9 minutes remaining in the game. Good run there by Jones. 5 out, third tackle. Bulldogs go to the left-hand side. Run up the guts. Is he over the line? He's about a metre short of the line here. Last tackle now for the Dogs. They'll fling it out to the right. It's a grubber. Oh, and the ball's been lost there. And it's going to be another set of 6 for the Bulldogs. Oh, hang on. It's the number 18 here for Credence Toya, who's clutching his thigh. So Conti Grubber kicks it into the post. And yeah, it's a knock on there by Credence Toya. And it looks like he's copped a knee right into his thigh. Into his bum hole. Because I can read lips. Not those kind of lips, but you know what I mean. Last 10 minutes in run meters. 268 for the Bulldogs, 85 for the Cowboys. That's mental. That is really, really mental. Here we go, 10 metres out now on the left-hand side. 7:46. Switch down the left-hand side. Fitzgibbon gets brought down 5 metres out for the first tackles. We're now less than 8 minutes remaining in this matchup. To the number 11 here of Jones. Jones trying to find a gap, but he gets brought down 5 metres short now. Second tackle, 7.5 remaining. The Bulldogs trying to find the way. Fitzgibbon, bit of a dangerous ball. But he gets brought down inside the 10 for the third tackle. Now the Bulldogs. It's the number 25 there, a Bud Smith, who gets brought back past the 10 now. Fourth tackle. Oh, flat ball. Great ankle wrap up, and that stopped it. But it's a forward pass. And something of the momentum there swing potentially here for the Cowboys. Stopping the Dogs from a try, but it was a forward pass. Oh, no, it's not a forward pass. It was just a knock on. Six and a half remaining here. Scrum for the... And it's a scrum penalty from the Bulldogs. So will be Cowboys getting a kick. And this will allow more precious time to get swept away. And the ball gets taken on the 30. So Cowboys now first tackle on their 40. So I think, honestly, the Cowboys' focus here should just be to try to settle the game out. If they can get a try, then they should be able to wrap it up. But I mean, there's got to be a lot of questions said about this second half. Third tackle now. They're 45 away from the try line. Grieg now trying to get through here. 30 out. Fourth tackle. Only got about 5 minutes remaining left in this matchup. The Cowboys trying to get down the line. It's hold on to the number 19. The number 19 of Philatoga gets brought down 10 metres out from the try line now. Last tackle. It's a grubber kick, and it's played out by the Bulldogs. A set restart. This could be a big moment that decides the game. Right up the guts and the step through, and Mason Barber scores and breaks the Bulldogs' points deficit as he does the fucking Victor Gyökeres celebration. It's like, mate, you gave up 24 unanswered points. You've now answered and possibly have given the Cowboys the win. I don't know, it's a trial, but man, it's like big close there, but a big opportunity there for the Cowboys, and they've taken it. Mason Barber going over as it's now 32 points to 24 with a kick to come. But finally, the second half switches on. So Mason Barber a try and a try assist this game. So the time is going to run down. That is pretty much a very big dagger blow, despite a very good second half by the Bulldogs to try to counteract the first half. Here comes the kick by Sutton, and it's good. Less than 4 minutes remaining. It is 34-24. We're just waiting now. Time stopped. 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Short kick here by the Bulldogs. It's gone past the 10 and it's gone out, and it's going to be touched by the Dogs. So it'll be a scrum feed here for the Cowboys. So I reckon Cowboys' strategy is just to run out the clock, and they should be home in this first half of their pre-season challenge. I saved it. I believe I saved it. It's debatable to some extent. So the Bulldogs now trying to, you've got to force a mistake here if you want to get the job done here. But the Cowboys getting through the momentum here. They'll probably get another try here with the way it's been going. Cowboys now forcing it down the right-hand side. Oh, he's lost it there. So there is a mistake. Bulldogs still have it. And this will be a zero tackle, just shy of halfway. It may just not be able. Do you think the Knights and Dragons will be high scoring? Maybe. I'm not too sure. If I've had to pick, I might say more leaning towards yes, but it's hard to tell. So Peru is impressing me so far for the Dogs. Second tackle, 2.5 to go. They're only 35 metres out. They basically need to score this set, or it will be a win for the Cowboys. I mean, it could still be a win if they score, but you know what I mean. Bulldogs trying to go up the guts here. Almost getting his bum revealed. Fourth tackle now for the Dogs. 10 metres out. Over the top. That's a great floating ball. And it's the number 23 of Mikey Nassar. And that'll be 28-34 with a kick to come. Even Conti's, some of these young players have gone really well. But here we go. They need to make this kick to make it a 4-point game. And they'll get another set. So Again, we could be up for a grandstand finish. Does rugby play the star players? There's a bunch of players trying to make the team. It's a bit of both. Like the Bulldogs team, this has more been about getting young players a crack, like the lower grade sides. Whilst the Cowboys team has mostly been like their first team. But with like a couple of players there. So really, it kind of is up to the team. But here we go. They need to take this kick quickly. And the kick is good. 1:16 remaining. One full set here for the Bulldogs. And this could be a chance of the Bulldogs snatching this game of the win after being 28-0 down at one stage. But you got to say, what a match for a neutral. 64 points so far. Here we go. 1:11 remaining. Here's the kick by the Cowboys. The kick doesn't go as far as it should, and the Bulldogs will get the first tackle inside of their 30. Panthers fan would have to go for the Cowboys. Mixture probably. Yeah, it's definitely a mixture. Like the Knights and the Dragons have named pretty much like somewhat solid teams. Okay, second tackle. Less than a minute remaining. Can the Bulldogs achieve a miracle? Ball down the line. Could they get a line break here? Big wrap-up tackle and drags him out of play. That is a massive tackle, and that will win the game for the Cowboys. The number 19 of Ronald Filatoga, who is another player that's impressed me, and the time is just going to go down, so there'll probably be one play by the Cowboys, and that will get the win done. I almost blew it in the second half, but the Cowboys just enough to get over the line. 10 seconds remaining. A big first half, but it's a brilliant game to start off the pre-season challenge. And this will be the one tackle, and this should end it. This will be the last play here. The siren has sounded, and the North Queensland Cowboys have held on in a brilliant match. 34 points to 30. Just a brilliant match to say, listen, the game is now over. So what we're going to do now is just very quickly go into the points. I don't even have much time. But we'll just see who gets bonus points. It's 12 points now for the Cowboys to get the win. So team stats, let's have a look. Offloads, the Bulldogs did get 10, so that's a bonus point for the Bulldogs. The Cowboys didn't get the offload bonus point. Did they get line breaks? I'm just trying to have a look for line breaks. 5 for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs get 2 bonus points. Cowboys get 1, but Cowboys got the important 12 points. Now, we're going to end this now, and this should immediately cross over. We'll start in about 2 minutes' time for the St. George Illawarra Dragons and the Newcastle Knights. See you there if you want to join us, but if not, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you down the line.